What is up, fellas, lady fellas? Welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Today I have a news video. I feel like there hasn't been a ton of news going around lately for Yu-Gi-Oh, and maybe there has been news, but I haven't been making videos on them because maybe I didn't think they were interesting enough. But I just feel like there haven't been a ton of new cards getting announced in the last week and a half. But we have some today, which is really exciting because they're some cool things. This is actually a really interesting card. Usually when we see legacy support like this, sometimes I won't make a whole video on it, but because this came out with a couple other cards tonight as well, I'm gonna throw this in. And also I think it's kind of interesting. This card seems more applicable to certain decks than generic Karibo cards in the past. I mean, this card kind of reminds me of Curry Bandit, how when Curry Bandit came out, that card actually had application and was usable right there. So let's take a look at this card. We have Ankh Karibo, Dark Fiend, level 1 effect monster, 300 attack, 200 defense, pretty basic there. 2 hard once per turns on the effects. The first effect says, when an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can discard this card, then target one monster in either graveyard, except for this card, and special summon that monster to your field, but send it to the graveyard during the end phase. Okay, I feel like the sending it to the graveyard to the end phase, you knew that was coming, but this is actually pretty interesting. I mean, I'm thinking about decks like any deck that sort of like ninjas or has their own Stratos that triggers on special summon. You know what I mean? That sets you up for plays next turn and protects yourself. You know what I mean? Like if I'm playing ninjas and I have a Hanzo in the graveyard, I special him back. He searches a ninja on summon, and he's at least a body to protect me. So I think that effect's kind of interesting. I don't like that it only can work on an opponent's declared attack. But, you know, if it wasn't, it'd be too busted. You can't just have a card that you can discard to special. This is a monster/Monster Reborn, which would be too busted. Speaking of Monster Reborn, the second effect says, if this card was destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can activate this effect. During this turn's end phase, add one Monster Reborn from your deck or graveyard to your hand. Another interesting effect. Now, I think the biggest thing with this card is that where the flaws lie is that they need to be triggered to specifically. You have to wait for an opponent's attack for the first effect, and this card has to be destroyed by battle or card effect. Now, maybe this works for True Draco. I don't really think not like that. But any deck that plays like Diagram, I'm thinking specifically. You can pop this yourself. It doesn't need to be an opponent's pop. To search Monster Reborn on the end phase, that's really interesting, especially as just like a follow-up play. Like a lot of decks that have like the one card engines, you're playing a deck like Salamangrates, you just search Monster Reborn, and then on the next turn you just special summon Gazelle from grave. Gazelle sends, and we all know Gazelle's going to be like a one card combo. So I think there are archetypes where this is interesting. I just think it's cute. I don't think it's amazing, but I just wanted to show it off here. Also, we have a new card for Infinite Ignition. Apparently it's a rank up spell called Out Trigger Expand. It's a continuous spell with 2 effects, it looks like. First effect says, machine XYZ monsters you control cannot be targeted by an opponent's card effect. Okay, that's pretty nice protection. A lot of stuff targets. Think about Strikers being, if not the best deck, in argument for the best deck between it and Thunder Dragon right now. Almost all of that decks like outs to stuff are targeting unless they play like jamming waves. Interesting there. Second effect, once per turn you can target one Infinite Ignition Xyz monster you control. Special summon from your extra deck one machine XYZ monster that is 2 ranks higher than that monster you control by using it as XYZ material. This special summon is treated as an Xyz summon, also transfers materials to the new monster. You cannot special summon monsters except Earth Machine monsters for the rest of the turn after you activate this card. That is a once per turn. So that makes a little more sense on where we were going with all these differently ranked Xyz monsters. I think we literally saw 5, 7, and 9, which makes perfect sense. 9 being the most probably busted one. But 5 is your searcher, so you literally, if you can make the 5 searches, then you rank up into the 7. I think the 7 has more to do with like the battle phase. You can be a little more offensive. And then if you get around to next turn, you can rank up into the 9. What's interesting here is that neither of these effect, or the second effect, is not a hard once per turn, it looks like. So if you put 2 of these on the board, all you need to do is make that rank 5, then you make rank 7 right into the rank 9 all in one turn. And I believe, doesn't it gain? Now I forgot what it does with the materials. Can't remember. Is that the one of them pops, right? One of them pops cards on the field. I can't remember which one is which, but this card's really, really interesting. It definitely helps make sense. I wonder if this card would be searchable. I don't believe this is the one card we were waiting for the card that one main monster searches, but we will see. So really interesting there. And then the last card we have being revealed here is Witchcraft POTERIE. I guess it's like potpourri. I really like the artwork on it. Look at her. You know I love witchcrafts. 2000 defense, 0 attack. I like that. Earth, level 2 spellcaster. Let's read her effects. You can only use her first and second effect once per turn each, so 2 go hard once per turns. Makes sense. During the main phase, quick effect. Quick effect's always good. You contribute this card, then discard 1 spell to special summon 1 witchcraft monster from your deck, except for Witchcraft POTERIE. So that's interesting. That's really interesting because that is the same exact effect as the first one. I forgot what her name is, but the red one. That's the same exact effect. Tribute to self and send any spell, discard any spell to special summon a witchcraft from deck. I'm still really interested in the spells to see if they have effects in grave or on discard, because it seems kind of tough because right there that effect is a -1. Not to mention if you get ashed, bruh. That's a -2 right there. So, interesting effects. We'll see right there how if you can get extra value from the spells. Second effect, if you have no cards in your hand, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 witchcraft card in your graveyard and add that card to your hand. Interesting. That's an interesting effect. I'm curious because now is this one of those things we see this in archetypes all the time where they have a set of monsters, like I'm looking at like Magical Musketeers and like Weather Painters, I guess those are good examples where they have 2 effects. All of them have the same 1 effect, and then their second effects are different. So I think that's what we're seeing here is that this card and the other level 4 monster we got so far have the same exact first effect, and then the second effect is different. I like that they're quick effects. That's really nice. The problem is it's ashable. It's not impermanenceable or veilable, so it's not weak to everything, but it is ashable, and that's the biggest problem because ash, as we all know, is the most prevalent hand trap in the game. But you know, you look at a deck like zombies. We've seen zombies be fairly prevalent, you know, for the last since Zombie Horde came out, and that's a deck that's very weak to ash. But they main 3 Called by the Grave, and I think this might be a deck where we see that too. Just because ash is your worst enemy, and you don't want a -2 turn 1. But we'll see. Banish this card, but I do like this second effect because we all know as we get further into duels, we end up with no cards in hand. If you're playing a deck that's a very fluid deck, not a lot of bricks, you don't end up with a ton of cards stuck in hand. So this is nice that if you do end up with no cards in hand, banish it to get any witchcraft card. That's another thing. Any witchcraft card. That could be spell, that could be monster. We don't even know if the archetype has traps at all, but we know it has spells and monsters, but we will see. Really interesting stuff here, guys. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about this rank up card for the Infignitions. Let me know about this new level 2 Witchcraft monster, and the new Karibo card is very interesting instead, as well. Searching Monster Reborn there, guys. But I'm going to get out of here. I don't want to spend too much time talking about 3 cards. When Witchcrafts are all revealed and Infinite Ignition is all revealed, I'm going to do one whole video about each of those individually and going through the entire archetype all at once. But for now, I don't want to spend too much time on it. But really, really cool stuff here. I'm really excited for both these archetypes. And yeah, I'm going to get the hell out of here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe for more stuff from me in the future. You know what it do, what it be, what it is. I'm trying to do this thing for real. So go ahead and throw a sub in there if you want. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.